I'm preparing a traditional Ukrainian cutlets. Cutlets, they are not hamburgers. My Canadian and American friends hardly understand the difference, but there is a difference. What actually I use to make cutlets? So I use 1 or 2 types of meat, and I prefer mix, like for example pork with veal. You can mix with chicken, you can make just with with pork only. With veal or beef, it becomes more tough. That's why you add, for example, mayo, or you add some bread or some other ingredients to make it softer. And it's pound and pound, or half a kilo. And what else I add? A big, large onion. And here's some mix of herbs like parsley, dill. You can add some thyme, you can add some oregano and some other, whatever you like, and not too much. You can add dry one, usually like 1 tablespoon of dry one mix. Italian herbs goes very well. Then of course 1 egg for this proportion, 1 teaspoon of salt, but you can use vegeta, the mix of salt, herbs and other ingredients. 1 teaspoon of black pepper. I don't add any hot pepper. I don't like to mix with hot pepper because we don't use hot pepper very much in Ukrainian kitchen. Then of course 3 cloves of garlic. And this is mayo to make it softer. Not necessary, but it depends. I like to add 1 tablespoon of mayo. And then 1 cup of breadcrumbs. But it's interesting that you don't need to add breadcrumbs. You can add white bread. You can add like slice of white bread or a little bun. I usually use a dry one, and then I soak in milk. And then I mix with all these ingredients. Now we have to mix everything. So these are traditional recipes. Some people add some additional ingredients. I don't. I use my home recipe. Of course, we added mayo recently just to make it softer and more tastier. And now let's mix together everything nicely together. You see? Yeah, so I prefer to use gloves because I have manicures, just fresh manicure, and I have art show, so that's why I don't want mess. And it smells very good. So what kind of herbs I use? In Ukraine we usually use dill and parsley, and it could be fresh and dry, but here I add some oregano, and I like to add some thyme, a little bit of basil, but different type of basil, not like sweet one that you use in salads. There are different types of basil, and I have 5 or 6 different types of basil in my little garden. So you see a nice color, and we have to mix very well. So now we have the meat mix ready, and I will make some cutlets. You can use this mix to make hamburgers and then fry on barbecue or on a pan. It doesn't matter, but the cutlets are a little bit different. We coat in the meat in crumbs and sometimes in flour if we don't have crumbs, and then we fry on a pan on a stove because we want the juice, the meat juice and all ingredients to be preserved inside of the meat. Yes, so you make some balls, meatballs, you put in a crumbs, and then you make them flatter. I use knife to make borders like this. And you see the difference between hamburgers and cutlets. They're smaller usually, and also they covered with crumbs, and it prevents the juice. It keeps the juice inside of the cutlet. Then we preheat the pan. I add some oil. You can use any vegetable. I like grapeseed oil. And then you fry it when it's ready. So you fry it from both sides. And this is how we make cutlets. I'll show you later the result. fry cutlets on a medium level of heat, even lower. You can use flour or crumbs, but you can mix half and half, or you can actually fry without any crumbs. And you don't need to use any clay, any eggs, because eggs we have inside, and eggs actually combines all ingredients together. So we have here a beautiful golden color, and I don't like too dark. That's why I cook on a lower level of heating. I fry on a lower level of heating, because I want the process of frying to go slowly. That will be more delicious. If you want the cutlets to be ready sooner and not to be raw inside, then you can use a cover, but not necessary. Just control the situation. But sometimes I use just for a few minutes, and usually you need to fry approximately 5-7 minutes. From both sides it would be like 3.5-4 minutes. Depends on the heat. As you can see, the size of cutlets decreases, they shrink, but still they're juicy inside. And do we use any sauce with these cutlets? Usually not, but sometimes I like to use like brown sauce with mushrooms. Mushroom sauce, perfect with cutlets. Any other type of sauces, even ketchup if you like. So now I'm going to try and give it a try to my friend. So let's try. This is ready. Very nice. Very nice. Probably I need more light to show you. For me, it is so good. So now let's try. Yeah, really good, really good. Now I want my friend to try. Richard, I want you to try and tell me, how do you like it? Okay. Richard is a very good cook himself. Good? Good.
Very good.
Yeah. Excellent.
Flavorful.
I'm very happy that you like it. And you can eat cutlets with some croissants or bread, like sandwich. Here we have a delicious buckwheat with cutlets. Yeah. Bon appetit. My friend said for professional display I need to put some greens and decorate it. So look how it's delicious, looks delicious. And I'm so happy. So I have cutlets and buckwheat, traditional Ukrainian meal. Bon appetit to me.